How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep, and welcome back to another installment of Drap Chat. Something that I've done recently is I've changed my Discord server from a community to just something private for my friends and myself. There's a few people that I, personally invite, but I've also disabled the feature to have people invite anyone. The reason why is because a lot of people that have joined so far have not been great. just just some very obnoxious people, honestly. And I should have assumed that on when I made this server. I should have assumed that whoever was going to join from the internet was going to troll, was going to joke around. I've never seen the point in that. Whenever I join a server, I try to be respectful and try to join servers that I can connect with. But I mean, I guess there's people who really love the chaos. And I'm not here to try to point fingers and be like, how dare you? I'm just saying that I couldn't handle that. Neither could my moderators or admins. Like, they just couldn't deal with all of the nonsense. So we've made the server private. And it's been kind of better. There's a lot of people who are in the server who now feel more open to join calls and involve themselves into the chat. But I don't know. I had such high hopes of allowing people to join in to the server to be a part of a community, but I guess we can't have nice things. I guess, that's just not going to happen. You open your server up to the public and they're going to shit all over it. Just all over it. And then they're going to put their hands in it. And they're going to rub it in. They're going to get into all the nooks and crannies, into the cracks. And then they're going to get on the walls, all on the walls and ceilings. And then when you walk in, you're like, what's all this shit? What's all this? And they're all covered in it, and like, I don't know. It was like this when I got here. It was like this when I got here. I don't know. I don't know what happened. A lot of the people who had joined, and this wasn't often, all right? I'm not saying like every single person who's joined was like this. We had one person that joined and was just advertising their own server, right? They were like putting the link and everything. And we were like, could you not do this? We're trying to build a community. And they're like, oh, sorry. Didn't know that's what you were doing. And then they immediately would do it again. So they got banned. There was another person, two people actually, that showed up and they started posting memes on everything, in every text channel there was. And we tried telling them, like, hey, we have a specific, section of the server for this. And they were just like, ugh. In the general? No. In the memes. If you want to post memes, post them in the memes. Okay, general. So that sucked. This isn't like my first server, by the way. I've had a few servers in the past, and sort of like the past servers, I've had a few problems here and there, right? Like a few people who were kind of like, all right, well, you need to go, kind of problems. And I don't mean it, like, the mildest inconvenience wouldn't have gotten you kicked. You had to have actively gotten under our skin to be removed. And a lot of people in the past servers did that, but it wasn't like a common thing. Like, this was like once in a while we would get, one person who's kind of being a little too silly, and we had to we had to get rid of them. But the reason why those servers don't exist anymore is because of the stress of that brought on. And I just didn't want, my loaf, the Discord server, the loaf, to end up just like the past servers, where I get burnt out and then delete it because I just don't want to deal with it anymore. In fact, that's kind of one of the reasons why I deleted my Facebook page. I had a Facebook page for my YouTube channel, and I deleted it because, for one, no one interacts on that unless it's like something really cool, right? Like if it's a group where we all pretend to be a colony of ants. Oh yeah, that's kind of fun. There's a incentive to join that and have fun. a group where we're all ugly and we check. That one was also fun because they actually do check. And a couple of times they denied me access. I was like, no, 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 no. Check again. I know I'm ugly. You need to check. You need to check now. Check my profile. Look at the photos. And they kept denying it. And like, no, you're too pretty. I'm like, no, I'm not. Let me in this club. I'm in it. I got in. They saw it my way. All right. They saw the ugliness and they're like, "Oh, you know what? Now that we've gotten a closer look at you, yeah, you're kind of one ugly fella. Thank you. That's what I thought. Now let me let me in here." You know I'm not lying about this too. It's not like I'm sitting here going, "Oh yeah, I was trying to get into the Riz sexy man Discord server," or like, "Yeah, I'm getting into the I'm a beautiful human being Facebook page and we check." No, no, this is me fighting someone to get into the I am ugly Facebook page. I am ugly. You let me in now. And then them denying me and then going, "Wait, now that we looked closer, we see what you mean. You're in. Come on in." I don't care. I want it in. But the reason why I deleted my Facebook page is because nobody, and I had people on there, nobody interacted with it. I'm actually a moderator for another Facebook page, Mouse Potato. And on there, it's mostly nerd-related stuff, right? Like nerd news and updates and what have you. No one interacts. And then they wonder, oh, why does this page no longer post? Are you serious? Why do we no longer post? Maybe because it's inactive. Maybe it's because the people who follow those pages don't care. And we just don't want to deal with it anymore. So for my Facebook page, that was for, my YouTube channel, I ended up deleting it because of the same reasons. It was like, I don't know, a losing battle, honestly. Why would I contribute to this Facebook page that's getting no interactions? Like, it's kind of a waste of time. At least on YouTube, I get interactions. At least on TikTok, I get interactions. At least on Instagram, I get interactions. But on the Facebook page, nah, none. I get more interactions on my personal page than I did on my Facebook page. Honestly, I'm kind of glad I started posting more on my personal page than the Facebook page because of that. Because of that exactly. If you get a Facebook page and you try to make it about yourself or about, some kind of fandom, you better hope that the people that are joining are just as interested as you are. Because if you get people who are going to, like, I don't know, linger around and just kind of grief and just kind of lurk into the comments, then you're not really going to get a lot of interactions. You're not anyone who joins who's going to lurk is not going to help you. Especially when it comes to things like content creation, they're definitely not going to help you. But a lot of the times you would also get people who are just kind of disruptive, and that makes it super stressful. That makes it so stressful to deal with people who are disruptive. You're just trying to have fun, you're trying to build a community, and there's just these people, just big old plop of shit everywhere. So I didn't want this server to end up like the past servers. I didn't want this server to end up like my Facebook pages. And I definitely didn't want this to end up pushing away the people who actually want to contribute. I do have people who have joined that I don't know that are actually good people, that actually do care. And I'm glad I found them. I'm glad I made connections with them. But to the people who just don't care and they just are only there to cause trouble, that's why I had to make the server private. I'm sure there's maybe one or two people who are still trying to like think about joining the server, and I'm sorry, but unless I know you personally, then I'll probably invite you into the server. Or if it feels like like if a friend of mine had someone who wanted to join and they spoke very highly, I'm probably going to interview them first. Like there has to be some kind of precaution, some kind of way to vent out new members so that we make sure that whoever joins is not going to be disruptive. And it sucks that it has to be that way, but honestly, a lot of my members feel more comfortable now to interact. They don't feel like there's going to be someone random that they don't know who's going to make everyone else's life miserable. They feel more comfortable now. And I think in the end, if there was going to be a community page of me, I doubt it. If there was, it'd probably be better if I was not a part of it. If it was kind of like more a fan base of the fans and that I'm not a part of it. I'm no longer interested in trying to force a community out of my content. If that was going to happen, I would rather have someone else do it than for me to put my fingers in it and get all upset when it doesn't turn out the way I want it to. And that's just one of the few reasons why I made the server private, is because I wanted something more unique, something that my friends can feel comfortable interacting with, something that the people who do care, who are in the server, feel like they can interact without feeling awkward about it. But that's going to be it for this episode. I just wanted to kind of explain what's going on with my Discord server. I don't really talk about it much, and so for me to make a big decision like this, I felt like it was kind of something worth talking about in a draft chat. But I want to thank everyone for joining.